very very big role in the Kenyan music, especially shaping up most of the artists and the sounds that we have right now.
Yeah.
For the last, I think, 4 or 5 years, we've just been talking about what can we do that is a bit different from what we are doing at this point. And that's when Umoja Sounds came on the table, and we started working on that project. It was a project first of all, but then in between we're like, okay, there's strengths that everyone has in the team. So how about we just make a band about it? Like, you know, the way Major Lazer do their thing and Khalid, and we were like, okay, let's just do a producer-driven thing and just move with it. So that's when Umoja Sounds became a registered company, and it's a band by itself, which it comprises of the three of us. That's me, Ambrose, and Robert. We're more in the music, and Robert is more on the tech and the technical stuff that we need, and technological stuff also that we need to enable what we're doing. Also, he's a guy who deals with the paperwork.
Okay.
Before, we never did paperwork in what we were doing. We just had fun doing music, and in the long run, you end up having heartaches, and you finish doing music, you've never gotten anything out of that song or those songs that you've done. So that's why Umoja Sounds was born. It was born out of all the frustrations that we've gone through as producers, and people forget that producers play a very, very big role in the music. If you listen to a song, the first thing people jump to is the beat.
Yeah.
And sadly, they'll say that's that artist.
So and so song. It's an artist song. No one ever knows who produced.
Yeah.
Very few people know who produces a song. CT has helped now with these producers, but before that, you never know who produced a song.
You never know. You just know that's a dope beat by the artist, but it's not a dope beat by the producer.
Yeah.
You know, and collaborating with the artist. It's a collaboration.
Yeah, it's a collaboration.
And even the artists themselves, in the long run, don't understand this business is collaboration. Anyone who's successful in this world is collaborating with his team.
And you guys are collaborating with not just between yourselves, but with artists, visual, like not just even artists, videographers, artists, everyone.
Graphics.
And across Africa or across East Africa? What's the mission right now?
We're in East Africa, but in the next few months we're going to be doing Africa.
Okay.
The next few months you're going to be doing Africa, because we have an SA artist coming over. We have Zambian artists. We have artists from Nigeria, different places right now. And what we're really trying to push the message across is we are collaborating. You know, this is a producer-driven project, but we are collaborating with you as the artist. So we have paperwork for that. You sign the paperwork. If you're not okay with the paperwork, then well and good. We'll catch up next time.
Yeah. So
good thing about the paperwork is, okay, this is our project. Do our songs then. Then we will do songs for you. There's another catch to it. We can do songs for you for free.
Okay.
And we have just our percent on publishing, which is a bit smaller than what we get on our project. Now that puts the artist in a different position, because you cannot afford us, first of all. That is
facts.
The hardest. Just affording us is just something else, because where we put our price right now is not like any other producer. I'd rather stay at home and sleep than undercharge you. But that's where
facts.
I am right now.
Okay.
What we did with Umoja Sounds is we made sure it's a company that is enabling us to fund ourselves, first of all. There's salaries. So I do not have to take a lower price so that I can make ends meet. I have a salary. My salary sorts out everything I need and more.
Okay.
So if someone is coming for a song and he wants to pay me,
do you even do that anymore?
I don't. No. I don't even
like niaje nataka beat or whatever it's called.
I don't.
Yeah.
Even right now we're supposed to do a project and the artist is like, send me beats. We're like, no. We don't work like that.
Yeah.
You come, we sit down, we start making the song.
Yeah.
Us making 6 songs in a day is
easy.
Very easy.
Provoke can make a beat in 5 minutes.
Now you imagine combination of both of us. Most of the times, I remember when we were in Uganda and we sat down one morning and we were like, let's give these guys homework for today. We made a lot of beats. These guys, You're like, wow, you guys are going to kill us with these beats. Like, we do this every day. This is, my life depends on music.
Yeah.
So why would I even joke with it? So I'll do it like it's my last song every day. It's my last song every day.
Mm-hmm.
So artists need to understand, apart from just having a dope song, you need to appreciate the guy who is behind that beat, the guy who's making you look good or sound good.
The composer.
That guy spends sleepless nights trying to just tune a kick.
So how do you decide the artists you guys work with?
We
because now you have to be picky because you can how do you decide? Because how does someone make the cut?
We do a lot of research. You can come up with a list of 100 artists and one of them, only one makes it, because we have meetings every day. It's a company. We have meetings every day. We talk about, okay, this is the artist I've seen online. I feel like this one we can do this and that, and there's artists that we have that. Ambrose can have his own list. Robert can have his own list. Then we're like, this one. Then we can spend even 2 months just observing the artists, because there's artists that are very talented, but you cannot put them in a working environment.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we look at there's a lot of factors that we look at. It's not just talent. There's artists who are semi-talented, but they're very good in a working environment. That means we can get the best out of them easily. Yeah.
Ambrose.
Yes.
So I think that anybody who knows the history of Kenyan music would know the impact you had, I think, between 98 to the early 2000s in terms of shaping the sound. And you did it with other people, but like you were very influential in terms of shaping the sound that we had as Kenya in the late 90s to early 2000s.
Right.
And then you disappeared to Tanzania, and I would see like different, I'd see you in Tanzania working with different artists, and it was different from what you were doing in Kenya, because when you were in Kenya, you gave us the bounce, you gave us a sound that changed, I think I'd say Kenyan hip hop and Kenyan pop. And even like I've seen so many people big you up for what you did, because you did something different. You guys were working overtime, and I think you even had a partner. I'm not sure. What was the guy you were working with at the time?
My brother, Shaki.
Shaki. I remember guys talk about Shaki and Ambrose, and even Bruce, whether it's Bruce Odhiambo, everybody, like what you guys were doing was insane at that time. And then you leave when you're at a high. Like, what makes you leave at that point and be like, okay, I'm going to go,
Well, it was just a transition, because when I left Kenya for Tanzania, it was not a career move. It was a creative move, just like I was vibing with the Swahili writing better than the Swahili writing here.
Mm-hmm.
And being a producer, you look for the right fit, for the best fit for the song. And I was not finding it here per se, because I was looking for that Swahili ingredient that we didn't have. Even Mombasa didn't have what I was looking for. So that's why we crossed over I crossed over to the other side. And number two, I was at Johari Clef for 2 years, doing just commercials, producing only commercials at Johari Clef, the late Bruce Studios. I was there for 2 years, and after that, I was asked to renew the contract, and I was like, no, I'm not, because now I want to be that free bird out of the cage to do what I love, which is making music.
Okay.
And that's how that happened. Now, when I left formal employment is when I produced the Bounce.
Okay.
The Bamzigi one.
That song is still a classic, and like it inspired so many other people.
Yes. And after that one, then is when the rest followed, the Chris Cantada.
Yes.
Which was a bounce beat, because he had come with Pavali, his partner. The late Kantai came with Pavali into the lab, and they did Nare, a song called Nare.
Okay.
Which was more of like, it's got a hip hop bounce to it, but it was not a straight to the floor kind of bounce. So then we decided we need to step it up to the club, and that's how Cantada was done.
Okay.
After that, then of course the Lyrical Assassins and
Bombshell, yes,
and Nameless and
at the time,
Lenny and all that.
At the time, did you know you were creating a sound, or like were you like, now you were out of this commercial space where you were in? Were you like intentionally creating a sound, or were you just expressing yourself? What was happening at that time? Because now as guys we look back and like, that was For us, that was prime Kenyan music. Everybody loves old Kenyan music.
Right.
If I ask somebody, what do you like? Like, I like old school Kenyan music. They like that sound. But for you, were you intentionally doing that, or was it just happening?
No, it was not. It was partially intentional, because I remember when we were doing Compare with Bamboo, there was always that look of, this is the one, right? Because we've been working all those years on beats since since Nairobi, when they did Nairobi, K-South.
Yeah.
And then all the years that passed until 2004, then we encountered this situation where I'm now gravitating towards this 4 to the floor pattern kind of thing. And
because it was not Kapuka. Kapuka was there, but your sound was not Kapuka.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't. But the aim was to take these lyrics to that Kapuka audience.
Okay.
So that was the canvas.
Because you see guys were rapping, but how do you now get rap to guys? Because guys are in the club, guys are out. Kenyans love sherehe from forever ever. So like if you can get guys to listen to that hip hop, but make it where they can be played in the club, or you can not just F2 or freestyling, but like how do you make that commercially acceptable?
Yes, and if you remember, Abbas and Chihuahua had the bounce beat, Badai. It was called Badai. It was also it emanated from that kind of a situation where you want to take the lyrics to these club revelers, because they are used to simple lyrics like let me have a drink, let me sit on this table, there's that hot chick, let me move close to her. They're used to that. But with lyrics, it says those things but in a metaphorical.
Sometimes it can go over your head even.
Yes. So if you put it on a canvas that is friendly, that is the 4 to the floor. We call it 4 to the floor, like the straight kick,
Yeah.
Then that means the person gets to nod their head. If it's the chick, they can swing their hips a little bit while getting those doobie lyrics into their medulla.
So, Provoke.
This guy, he had to get a hard word.
4 to the floor.
He never finishes these things with just an easy word, medulla.
Who
says
the
that? Who even says that right now?
Shot to the brain.
Provoke. Do you remember meeting Ambo? And how was? Can you tell us a story of? Because he taught you how to produce. but ulianza kama artist.
Nilianza kama artist.
Na wasewa juu hivyo. Actually, when I had you on Offbeat, I was like, what the fuck? You know how many times I tried to get you to rap and you'd be like, nah, miss rappingi. Provoke is a hard-headed guy.
He raps by the way.
But I'm saying, to hear him rap was like, oh my God, this is so dope. Estaba home. I was like, whoa, this nigga's on it.
If
but
you
like,
remember the boom bap flows. Forget those flows that guys know. There was those boom bap flows.
Provoke and rap.
These were the guys who are doing those boom bap kind of flows, like I don't know how I have to explain it to. If I explain
because we don't have the music, the music he used to make, we never had. We just had Provoke would rap.
I have my music. I cannot put it out.
To find.
It was crazy.
But that's how you met. He came to you as an artist, right?
I came to him as an artist.
Explain to us, because nobody knows you as an artist. You're known as a very well-renowned Kenyan producer, but I want to know the story of you meeting Ambo and you being an artist.
Me meeting Ambrose, I was in a group.
What is the name of the group?
The group was called Vaccine.
Who was in the group?
There was there's a chick called Dama.
Okay.
And there was Evans.
Okay.
Evans was a rapper from Coast who came to Nigeria.
So there's 2 MCs and a chick. Yeah. And is Dama rapping or she's singing?
She's head of poster in the airport right now.
Wow.
Evans is a producer in, I think, Burundi. Yeah.
Okay.
Went to Burundi. Now in the middle of all that, I'm interested in production, but production comes with the cost. You need to just either sacrifice one. You can't rap and produce if you want to get the best out of it. So I meet Ambrose. Ambrose is producing. At that time, he was producing. Who were these guys? It was Lyrical Assassins those days. There was the same time we were doing. He was recording at
there was like
Duplex. DNA was there. Duplex. There was Punchline Kibao being recorded.
Yes. Okay.
So a lot of things were going on in that space. There was Hiram also trying to learn. Everyone is trying to learn, but me, I'm the quiet kid with the uniform.
Uniform like school uniform?
Yeah.
Unashinda ukienda huko kwa studio umevaa uniform?
Yeah.
Na ufukuzwi?
Sikuwa nafukuzwa na nani. Pale kila mtu ni rebel. So mini rebel interesting juu niko na uniform, but I'm there to learn. I'm there to just listen and learn. Not really touch equipment. I just want to watch
Okay.
and learn.
And he did.
So how would you give it? What made you give him a chance? Is it because he's persistent, or what made you say okay? Because one, I remember back in the day it was expensive for a producer. Now I'm imagining trying to pay Mandugu or Ambo, like somehow it was 15 G's back then, and that was a lot of money.
You know, we go through things so that the ones coming after us don't have to go through that.
Yeah.
So it had taken me 2 years to actually get an opportunity like that. After school, I went to see Ted Josiah, because at that time he was the head honcho.
Though Ted was everything. He was
Yes.
Kenyan music at the time.
So it took from 95, 96, I got to see him in 97. In 97 is when he let me into the fold.
Got to see him.
Not to just interaction, small interaction.
No interaction.
There was just
got
those-
to see him.
Now to see him, there's
Na
that
macho zako.
ile kumuona kabisa ni ile kwamba come here now, let's have a conversation, we are gonna do this and this and that, letting me into the fold. It took me 2 years.
And did you want to be a producer, or did you want to be an artist when you're looking for Ted, or you didn't even know? You just wanted to meet Ted.
I wanted to be a producer because I wanted to be the guy who makes that magic,
Okay.
because I liked the music. But then when I started reading the magazines like The Source, like Right On magazine, Black Beat, those entertainment magazines from the US, I started seeing that there was the artist, yes, but there's a special guy behind this artist who's making this magic happen, who is putting all these pieces together.
The Quincy Jones, the whatever, the Dr. Dre.
The God.
Yeah.
So I wanted to be that God, the creator, not to be this artist. I was like, artist is petty. Yeah.
And it's funny because in society we big up the artist. The artist is the big deal. Because hey, Msani, nobody knows who the producer. Provoke people. You can walk in town, nobody's gonna know who you are.
Yeah.
But like if the artist who you produce for walk in town, it's niaje.
You see the difference comes here. That artist will come to the studio and he will be no one.
Because he needs you.
Yeah,
They have to toe the line.
They have to toe the line. Yeah. So it's like those kids who chapa everyone outside, but when they come home, their dad is chapaing them.
True.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
After learning production, mostly I focused kidogo on rapping. Then I was making beats for the group. But now the group, everyone has their own agendas, like personally. Someone wants to go back to school. Someone wants to do another thing. Me, I'm there. Me, I'm just there. Me, it's music. That's what I know. Then I start making beats for guys. So that's where everything changed.
Okay.
I made beats for guys, and I felt it was okay to make beats for everyone, not myself. That's why I stopped. I was like, you know what? It's better to make beats. I feel like that God you're talking about. I felt like that God you're talking about.
Exactly.
Because I remember I was at my mom's house. I think even you came to my mom's house.
definitely
My mom's
did.
house was interesting. My mom's house, everyone
No,
came
but
there.
bro, and nobody didn't come to your mom's house. There's nobody who didn't come through there.
That place was it. Everyone came. Even Ambrose was coming
Yes.
there when he
I would
was
spend
there.
3 days, 4 days.
Abbas Kubaf would come there.
Everyone
Doobies.
come there.
Maji.
Everyone.
But I don't think there's anybody who didn't come to that house.
All those guys,
And a lot of songs were made there, and I felt very good actually making music there. And the amount of songs that I made there, I even have a hard drive. I think I have songs that I ever made in my life. They're intact somewhere. Yeah.
So the two of you, teacher, mentor, mentee, mentor,
Yeah.
teacher, student, you guys you go to Tanzania, Provoke stays here, he grows into who he is now.
Yes.
And then you go and help build what I say is bongo now. Because you've worked with Ali Kiba, you've worked with everybody who's anybody, even in the Tanzanian scene. How do you guys keep in touch? As you're growing as a producer, can you still...
Kuna WhatsApp, bro.
Sorry.
Kuna
No.
WhatsApp.
Actually, it was when we had in the early 2000s, we were communicating still on our Motorola's. And then
Motorola.
after that, we started using the Nokias. Then we started using email. Then we were communicating on to and fro via email. Then it came to Facebook. When Facebook hit town, now we were just like
It was flowing.
Yeah.
now it's time.
Then again, I had to and fro trips to Tanzania a lot. There's
He
an
was
artist
coming to some of
He was
the
coming to
sessions.
Tanzania.
There's an artist I was producing there called Chidi Benz.
Yes, I remember Chidi Ben.
So a very-
Provoke, there used to be a producer who used to come from Tanzania on a bus to come to your studio. John used to come. John used to come on a bus and I come
John
3
Bless.
days, a whole
John
week.
Blas.
That guy,
A
is
whole
big-
week and I come kuona tu Provoke akiproduce. Nasanga
He's-
umse ni aje.
He's a very, very big producer right now in Tanzania. He actually is like the godfather in Arusha.
Yeah.
Right now.
Damn.
Grandmaster Records.
Grandmaster.
Grandmaster Records, I'm aware of them.
Yeah.
He used to come on a bus to see Provoke. I'm like, as in Tanzania, akuna.
You know, the most interesting thing, Jukia, is I go there and he treats me very well. I cannot get stuck there. I was there like when in January.
Mm-hmm.
We were there in January. We were shooting stuff. That's why we shot Ajay and another video with Malin. Malin is from Arusha.
Okay.
We were there. And John took care of us. We actually recorded Ajay in his studio,
Right.
Okay.
which is interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you guys continue communicating. Are you sharing your works with each other? Because like your sounds as producers, in my opinion, are very different.
Yeah.
Because Provoke can make Afro house, he can make hip hop, but then you can also make very R&B, lovey-dovey music.
Yep.
Yeah.
So now, how your sounds are so different?
Yes.
You see, we are from the same cloth. If you know music, you know music.
Yeah.
Simple. So these songs he has actually added a lot of things on. Like the songs I've done for King Kaka, and I was sending him. I was like, I need strings here. I need this here. I need that. You know, he was doing it. Also on his side.
So the stuff you've helped each other with like
Yeah.
that.
Yep.
There's a song this guy left me. This was the funniest thing. So this guy, there's a song he did for, is it Bobby Mapesa?
Yeah.
Bobby Mapesa and Sid.
Yes.
Utadu ukinipata na demu wako kama yuko juu.
I know that song, yeah.
So this guy came and he's like, master yo. That time I'm just starting out this thing. I'm trying to understand it. I had to actually learn on the job. So
To master.
Yes.
That's not some easy thing to learn.
Well, you throw people deep end.
Yeah, immediately.
Because that's how I used to be thrown deep end. I remember back in the day, if I'm to share this experience from the past, blast from the past. I remember there's a day I told Ted I want to produce. And he told me, you want to produce? Okay, kuja. So I went into the studio happily, past the reception, now you're feeling like,
Nimeingia.
Nilifika studio, nilipata all the equipment is been disconnected.
Intentionally or unintentionally? Or you don't know?
I don't know, but I'm sure it was intentional because you wanna produce. Okay, it means you have to hook up all this entire setup,
That is
and it's
true.
those days of analog where it's cables after cables after cables after cables. So, but on the corner, I'm seeing a pile of manuals, a tower of manuals.
Don't tell me you read them.
I didn't finish, but I had to use. So, which means you can imagine that day there was no beat that I made. But I appreciated the lesson because it taught me how these things work, how signals flow together, and how it's important to have channel 1 on one place. It's the same channel 1 on the mixer, and it's channel 1 on your digital audio workstation. So 2 are the same, like 3 the same. You can't, for example, say 1 to 7 or 13 to, you have to follow. There's a method to the madness.
Yeah.
In signal flows in studios. If you don't get that early, how are you gonna produce? So I had to learn the ropes that way, the hard way.
So to a lot of people, what you guys are doing is new because it's very normal for us to think that the artist looks for the producer. But you guys have flipped it now. You're seeing you guys are working with the artists you want to work with.
Right.
You're owning the rights to the music, but you're also and I also think how things work these days allows that to happen because it's very easy to go to TuneCore or whatever distribution you're using and put split sheets and say, okay, producer this name, this person, and the royalties are evenly from a second you upload it there, you know who owns the rights. It's very straightforward.
Even the guy who does
you can even credit him. Everybody can be credited so easily versus back in the day where it's like ruka. You can't ruka. Like if you want to do it right, you can do it right.
Yes.
But I really want to understand from you guys' perspective. And I was in America for a few years, and I saw in America how it works. Producers work with each other. So 88, like different producers collaborate. But in Kenya, it's very much solo producers working on their own.
Yeah.
Which is not normal because even like in Dr. Dre, Akina Kanye, they work with many producers to create a sound.
Yeah.
So what you guys are doing is new to us here in Africa or in Kenya, but it's very normal overseas. Even in the UK, if you watch like even some of the shows they have on Netflix of songs being produced, you see a bunch of producers working together. And I think the only time I've ever seen this even in Kenya was when Provoke was doing, he was either the KFC challenge you did, you worked with several producers, or even when you brought Ulopa and you were saying, yo, let's produce. Uko Api, you guys are doing that. That collaborativeness is very important, but I don't think it's normal. Producers here are not used to working together.
You know, in Kenya, there's we just start with the normal people first of all. Guys love to do things by themselves. Guys want to make money by themselves. And that culture is what is not taking us anywhere. Right. Nigerians are always collaborating. Mm-hmm. That's why you see Nigerians are big.
Yes.
And the sad part is, in the middle of all this also, you'll find a Kenyan supporting Nigerians so that he looks relevant. I don't blame that person. They're looking for a bag.
Yeah.
But what if Kenyans started doing things and thinking about this thing I'm doing? Okay, it's 100 mil I'm getting. But let me call Ambrose, I give him a 20. Let me call Njuki, I give him a 20. Yeah. So we all make 20, but we've actually specialized what we are doing everyone, and we've done a very effective job.
Because even Coke Studio, I saw you doing Coke Studio. I saw you working with Nigerian producers. Yeah. And they respect your work, you respect their work.
Yeah.
But Kenya is very hard. You call Magic Senga, Niaje Magic's Kuja Studio. That's not normal. It's going to be like, Kwani Provoke nataka nini? Tunajishuku sana. We don't collaborate. So you guys collaborating is so important. But people must think you're crazy. Ama?
Yeah, definitely they think we are crazy. But what we are doing is actually setting an example. A lot of people you can tell them to do something, but they won't do it. They want to see you doing it and it's effective, then they will take note of it and be like, okay, this thing works.
People only believe once you've made it happen. Nobody's joining you in the beginning. Are you mad?
Right now, our train is very, very slow, but let me tell you, in a year, we'll be talking about something else.
When it gets to SGR.
Yeah. Now we're building an SGR pole. Right now we're the tracks are just starting, but in a year, Njuki, I guarantee you it will be something else.
So I want to ask something that you guys, and because you mentioned it, Uganda, you went to Uganda.
Yeah.
But I don't see a Ugandan artist featured on Emotional Attachment.
There's a Ugandan artist called Prophet.
Okay, so Prophet's Ugandan.
Yes.
Yeah.
But you guys work with a lot more people who we've not even had.
There's guys from Rwanda. There's...
Rwanda.
You wait.
So, okay, tell me, so now let's get into how Umoja. Okay, so now you guys decide to register a company, and then you decide to work with why different African countries? Why different countries? And then tell us that process of like, did you record like some in Uganda? Because I saw Fena in the studio with you guys at AMP. I think.
Fena, was that Fena? No.
Who were you guys with at AMP?
It wasn't Fena.
We were not we've never been with Fena in the studio.
No.
But like in terms of recording processes, like how was the recording process of how's you guys' recording process together? Because I assumed you were in Tanzania, so it's really dope to have you in Kenya and even have you here. But like how you mnarecord aje hizi mangoma mnafanya?
Mobile studio.
Kuna studio nyingine. Kuna studio fulani tunakuaga nao kwa bag.
Ati kwa bag.
A studio in a bag.
Fuck off.
So
yep.
Ati?
A studio in a bag, that's where you had it.
A studio in a bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
So anywhere.
Kwa
nyasi.
Anywhere.
Kila mahali.
Bora kuna meza.
Bora kuna meza.
Tunataka tu meza. That's it.
Mtaki stima?
Hata stima. Stima.
Mandatory.
Mandatory, yes, but we can carry the whole studio.
So explain. So now that allows you guys to be anywhere.
We get an Airbnb somewhere and we check in.
Camp there.
We camp there for a week or two. Then we have the artists also live with us in the same house. So this house is just creating. We wake up in the morning, we make songs, sleep, wake up. There's a chef. We're not dealing with that at all.
Okay.
There's a chef doing that. So we'll do songs with these artists, a lot of them. And then we're like, okay, this song, we want to collab with this guy from this country. We look for that guy. Yep.
Okay.
So we went to UG. We started in Tanzania. We went to UG, we went to Rwanda, we did Kenya also, but we did Kenya in Nanyuki.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now, is it the studio you did the video a long time ago somewhere, like a really nice studio somewhere in Nanyuki?
No.
Okay.
In the woods.
Just in the woods.
The house is...
It's not a studio, but you don't even need a studio, you just need a house.
Just a house. We didn't do it we didn't go into a studio, we just went to a house that's in the woods. Yep. Somewhere where you're told, elephants pass here. But we're like, yeah, that's where we want. The owner actually cooked baked for us cake the last day.
The last day, yeah.
Because
Yeah, he was like,
the owner was
never-
like, I enjoy the music you guys are doing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And the artists, how do you guys convince them? How are you guys getting the artists? How you tell the artists, okay, this is what how do you get the artists to believe in the vision you guys are building?
If they don't, then they don't. You can't
That
start
we don't push it
convincing
hard
guys.
because we mean what we do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this is what we do. Like, we don't have any other shenanigans going on. We just have the music going on. So to break it down to someone as an expression of interest, it doesn't have to take much time. Yeah. And the catalogs also speak for themselves because both of us have got a monumental track record.
True.
And, it's there online to be seen. It's there even analogically to be seen. So the artists, they tune in also to our element of honesty because if you are to vibe with someone, there has to be an appreciation of where we are coming from and where they are coming from as well. So that synergy is the one that enables the fluidity of the sessions. The sessions become dull when someone is trying to still read.
Are you trying to finesse me? Is this legit? Am I going to be, because there's a lot of mistrust, especially in the creative scene and within the industry.
Kenya.
Right.
Oh,
But you see, we are very collaborative and we are trying to revert this whole way of operating to that template of producer-driven music, not artist-driven music.
Do you know why I think what you guys are doing is very, very important? Because we've never seen producers in the forefront. We never see the producer. To even see Provoke and you on the cover, I'm like, what? Provoke would never want to be in the pictures, never want to be in the video. Like, don't. And even you, we know your sound. We know what you produce, but very few people know what you look like.
Yeah.
For you, so now for upcoming producers, when they see now, okay, look at these guys, they're putting themselves out here, they have their own, that's very important. Why do you think that's important? Is that part of what you guys think is important, or you guys just care about the music? Because I think there's something about you guys showing who you are and showing, because DJ Khaled and them have done it, but we've never had anybody, even Ted has never put out, hey, I'm Ted, this is my album.
Yeah, but
But Major Lazer do that.
Yes.
Visibility is important. Like, Provoke will also touch a little bit on that. Before, we used to be behind the curtains because we were enjoying the thriving in ambiguity. Like,
Was it helping?
it was.
Okay.
Because, for example, another guy who is perfect, actually the master perfect of this approach is Lucas of Ogopa.
Nobody knows Lucas. I only know Lucas because of
interviews.
Provoke. I'd never,
No
ever,
interviews.
yeah.
No interviews.
This guy
No
saw Lucas
articles.
because of me.
Only. I'd never have seen the guy ever.
And that's it has put him in a very, he's really at peace with that space, where he doesn't have to deal with the nitty-gritties of the productions he's done and the affiliates therein. But with Umoja Sounds, now we have to start becoming visible. That's why you find us now, we have cameo appearances on the videos, because the approach now has changed. Because us being producers right now, we're also like the drivers, the audio drivers, which means we have to show some visibility.
But you're also artists now.
Yes.
You're not just producers, you're now artists.
Producer artists.
Yes. So after all these years in the game, how would you define yourself? Because we can't say you're a producer, and I want Provoke to also because Provoke changes what he defines himself every so often. He's not Marani visual, Marani this. So I want to know you at where you're at now, and as Umoja, how would you define you as an individual? And then I'd like to know how you define yourself now.
Now it's like I'm the music guy. I'm the music director, and Provoke is like the sound scientist. Like one who makes it sound and balances well and makes it pristine where it has to be pristine, gives it the overall timbre. Like he's the sound enthusiast towards that direction. But when it comes to the music language, the notes, the choreography around the keys and the drums and putting it all together musically, that's my area. But in all ways, we work together collaboratively in that even he contributes to the music side as I contribute also to the sound. So it's like that kind of synergy that allows us to to like the way it's going, where we're not stepping on each other's J's.
Yo, Provoke was right. How you end statements.
He never. I'm used to that.
Okay.
Even on a normal conversation, it becomes something else. This guy.
Provoke, how would you define yourself?
I'm the village madman.
Come, actually, so.
No, for real.
You're
I'm
so
the
much
village-
more.
You see, I'm the village madman. By village madman is I'm so genius in a lot of things that I don't even know what I can do and what I can't.
Because you can make visuals, you can make videos. There's nothing.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything you can't do at this point.
That's now madness. It's called madness. When you're a genius in the village, you'll be called the madman.
Yeah.
So my madness is the amount of things I can do, not what I can't. If I see I can't do anything,
You're the kind of person who lands. You go to land that thing you don't
Yeah.
know. Atumekata make poster. Mina fundisha Photoshop. That's Provoke. He's not gonna sit here waiting for you to make his posters.
After some experiences
Yeah,
where
after
his hands has
experiences.
been burnt, so he has to do himself.
Yeah.
Because you give someone a task and they have to, dilly-dally with it.
even right now I'm not doing our posters. There's someone else who's doing them.
I've seen.
So this guy is doing them. He's doing them because I trust he can deliver.
But if he falls, I know you can do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
I like his creative direction, and we give him the creative powers, like freedom, everything. You do what you want, as we'll just receive it.
Okay.
Good thing is giving us exactly what we want every time. The second cover is crazier than the first one, you guy. I don't even want to say about it. Like,
You
What?
saw the first
Yes.
one, eh? Now the second
now
one.
there's
It's
this
crazier.
It's crazier, as in we were like, we didn't even have the first one. We had kidogo debates on. Okay, put these words. No,
The second one, you're
This
like, nah,
one,
this is it.
we're just quiet.
We were like shocked.
We were like, you guys, you're not ready for
And the
this.
bar must. You guys don't just do anything. So the bar is high for you. So if you guys like, it has to be good.
You guys,
It's really
our,
dope. Really.
just know on our next album or EP is just dancing.
You start
So-
with the cover.
I want to play emotional attachment, but
Right.
before I play that, can you guys tell the people listening how did emotion? Okay, so it's 6 songs,
Right.
21 minutes.
Yeah.
Kenyan artist, Rwandan artist, Ugandan artist, Tanzanian artist. I love Elisha. There's so many different people, so many different sounds. How did you guys? And you guys are saying you recorded in so many different places. How did you narrow down to these 6? Because now you've given me the leakage. There's more coming. There's another one. Another one.
You guys,
How did you guys choose
it was
these 6?
supposed to be out by last week, but we pushed the dates because that's too close from the last release.
Because this was February 16th was just happened. Like
Yeah.
that's quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was quick. So we pushed it kidogo so that you guys can finish up
some of
listening
those nice,
the
you know.
emotional attachment. Then we now put out the second EP.
Okay.
So we have an EP we have an EP album type of arrangement.
Okay.
So every month we should have an EP and then an album.
So I'm gonna be
2
honest.
months.
I'm gonna be honest with you.
Yeah.
A lot of people, and I've learned this as I've interviewed more artists. There's the goal and the dream, but
Yeah.
life happens.
Yeah.
So like the consistent, I would love to see that, but like, because things could happen.
Let me explain to you what we've done.
Please.
In the last year we've spent recording. Right now we're just fine tuning everything. We have set up that for DSPs. That's Robert's job because we set up our own DSP.
What?
Yep.
So not at TuneCore, not at
We are not doing
DistroKid, not United Masters,
Nope.
not
No.
Africori,
No.
not these other guys.
We have our own.
Ati?
Yeah.
Ownership.
Fuck off.
Yeah. So there's no one taking
Hey, this is big
percentages
time.
from
This
us.
is big time.
Yeah. So that's what we've done, and we set up songs a month before. We set up those things.
And I like that Robert is the one responsible for that. So you guys have done your
Everyone.
part. He
Everyone.
does his part.
Yeah.
Yep.
So we have this thing, Trello.
I don't.
Trello.
Oh yeah, I know Trello. Yeah,
Yeah.
you make the tasks. Everybody checks off. Blah
so
blah blah.
everyone has a task
Yes.
every week. There's a video guy. It's
task.
finished with the videos for the next release.
Yeah.
Because I've seen there's a video for Agent Sweets.
Yeah. So there's an artist we're working with mostly full time. Is called Frederick Mola. He's a Tanzanian
Frederick
artist.
Muller.
He's featured
He's a
on.
rapper.
Yeah.
He's a singer on this EP,
Emotional attachment.
but he's a rapper on his habitat, natural habitat, which is interesting. So an EP January. It was supposed to be January, February, but we started in February. So February there's a love theme type of thing. So we had a lot
Emotional
of
attachment was the fair.
that was the first.
The love. Okay, I get
Yeah.
it.
So the second one is a bit upbeat. That is going to be, let me leak the name. It's just called Dance Like David.
Dance Like David.
And Dance Like David is now we're dancing with different and it's still collaborative.
Yep.
Yeah.
And people are gonna dance the whole project.
The whole
The whole
project.
project.
Have you tested it out?
We've shot videos and
Already
and
videos
the
done,
videos
man.
are just crazy. The videos and dancing is just crazy. We had Erica in one of our videos. I don't know if you know Mary Erica.
Is she the one who did the Sauti Soul Nashinsky one or different person?
She's
I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
She's in these circles of a lot of Amapiano.
I'm
Okay.
a piano
Friends with the
frenzy.
Brandy Miner is amazing.
She was in one of our videos. We had a lot of dance.
So you guys have shot videos even for this. Now for the
Yeah.
Yep.
We shoot videos almost every
Month we gotta do like
not every month, like every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Shoot videos.
Okay.
So we shoot videos for the next.
This is crazy.
being ahead of yourself, you know.
This is crazy.
So if life happens, we've already set up all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to play emotional attachment, but you didn't. Provoke didn't answer my question. How did you guys settle on these 6? Because I'm assuming
I've told
Provoke's.
you, we've recorded a lot of songs.
Yes.
So we sat down, listened to them. We were like, okay, which ones sound like February?
Okay.
Emotional attachments came.
Those 6 sound
from
like
those
February.
6
Okay.
Sound like February. All the other songs are up tempo.
Energetic.
Like these ones are the slowest songs we have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm interested. All right, guys. We're going to play you guys Emotional Attachment, the EP, and then we'll be back with Provoke and Ambrose, Mandugu, and then we'll be back. So stay tuned, listen to Emotional Attachment, let us know what you guys think. This is the love vibe. So I hope you guys are enjoying the show. We're going to play you this and then come back and hear what's next, because there's a lot that's happening with these guys. So we want to definitely get to know what's happening next. And we'll be back. Radio 254.
Oh, yeah.
Umoja Sounds.
Bigeze ahabitera ko bigenda bikomera ko bwije ko bukeye. Oh no. I think I'm addicted. Yeah. Urukundo rwawe rwamfashe bugwate. Oh yeah. Uruwo ndeba ananirwa guhumbya wowe ntiwabyumva ndabikubwira ukabipinga. I can't keep my eyes off of you. Yeah. My attention is on you. Yeah. I can't keep my eyes off of you. No. My attention is on you. Sisi peke tunaoshea furaha, tunaoshea furaha. Baby ukienda nitadai. Sisi peke tunaoshea furaha. Baby ukienda nitadai. Bad man, that seems great. Uranshoboye uranyemeje, yeah. Neza sinyiboneka sinyigaragara ku mihanda. Barantwaye ibyanjye no kuguma iwawe, sinasohoka iwawe. No. Uruwo ndeba ananirwa guhumbya wowe ntiwabyumva ndabikubwira ukabipinga. I can't keep my eyes off of you. Yeah. My attention is on you. Yeah. I can't keep my eyes off of you. No. My attention is on you. Sisi peke tunaoshea furaha. Sisi peke ukienda nitadai. No. Sisi peke tunaoshea
thinking about you crazy. You got me calling on your phone on a daily. Like how you doing, how you feeling? You like a spliff, light it up. And baby, won't you come my way, yeah, yeah. Wake up the neighbors every night, we got a lot to say, yeah, yeah. You praise my body every morning, ooh, you're making me crazy. And yeah, I'm floating in your ocean, lift me up and take me away, yeah, yeah. Ooh, make this up, baby, when it's shot, 'cause yeah, yeah. I am so wrapped up. One day pop us up, baby. I dream about it when I sleep. I think about it and just how it makes my knees go weak, or what is happening to me. I think I'm spinning in your orbit, and baby, won't you come my way, yeah. Wake up the neighbors every night, we got a lot to say, yeah, yeah. Praise my body every morning, ooh, you're making me crazy. And yeah, I'm floating in your ocean, lift me up and take me away, away. I can't make this up, baby, when it's shot, 'cause yeah, yeah. Oh man, I am so wrapped up. One day pop us up, baby.
Umoja Sounds. Umenifanya player nidate, sasa nahitaji prayers. Naomba mniombee kwa maana nimekamatwa mzea. Kwako sifurukuti, kwako sifui dafu, kwako misibanduki, kwako napata nafuu. Yeah, wewe kwangu ndo kila kitu, when you know that. No man, I mean I feel good. Wewe kwangu ndo kila kitu na unajua, ndo maana nakufeel too. Data na mahaba unayonipa, ama kweli mami, yani wewe ni mashine. Data na mahaba unayonipa, ama kweli mami, yani wewe ni mashine. There ain't no fear ukiwa na mimi. Hatari fire. Oh, dambwe, ubaki na mimi. Yeah. Wewe kwangu ama kweli mami, yani wewe ni mashine. Mashine, mashine, yatana mahaba unayonipa, ama kweli mami, yani wewe ni mashine. Mashine, mashine, ni mashine, yeah, ni mashine, yeah, yeah, ni mashine, ni mashine, ni mashine, ni machine, ni machine, ni machine, ni machine. Yeah, Umoja Sounds. Yeah. Hiyo nimezingua.
Yeah. Umoja Sounds. Don't wanna fall to a place that I'm mine. Saka wataka kuona mimi nipe sign. Nipo online. Yeah. I just wanna be your one and only. Sukuwa hapo kiwa lonely. Nisije kuwa penzi nitone. Get on it. What you're saying doesn't get in my head. Don't wanna trust unless I know you're the one that I need and more. If you're ready now, then let me know, baby. What you're saying doesn't get in my head. Don't wanna trust unless I know you're the one that I need and more. If you're ready now, then let me know, baby. Feelings you desire, me and Liz. Feelings I desire, feelings I desire, me and Liv. Feelings you desire, feelings you desire, me and Liz. Feelings I desire, feelings I desire, me and Liv. Get on it, feel it, get on it, feel it, get on it, feel it.
I'm here losing control. Never felt like this before. Don't wanna talk too much. Long for your touch. My feelings you can trust, girl. Can you love in my mind? Acha nikuonyeshe. Can you tam baby? Baby, lazima nikuonjeshe. Seriously, you're curious. Acha nikupe assurance. One is not enough, we need two of us. Living without you need torture. Seriously, you're curious. Acha nikupe assurance. One is not enough, we need two of us. Living without you need torture.
Feelings you desire, me and Liz. Feelings I desire, feelings I desire, me and Liv. Feelings you desire. desire, feelings you desire, me and Liz. Feelings I desire, feelings I desire, me and Liz. Can't tell it, if you really wanna know me. Can't tell it, if you really wanna know me. Can't tell it, if you really wanna know me. Can't tell it, if you really wanna know. Umoja Sounds. Maridad, you're so beautiful to me. The way you say fully God, it's all I wanna see. Abalala see, oh yeah. You mean the world to me. Yeah, you show me the meaning of love, the perfect explanation of life. Tulankuwe, all of me. 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 Tulankuwe, it's all you need.
Yo, let me give you everything. Keep it in your heart, embedded in. Never thought this love would be my medicine. Happy in this movie, let me tell a scene. Have you ever been happy with your conde? It's a okay. So long on it and now when it's a okay. Sometimes it be my pen, I've been got shoe pay. But that would come running with a bouquet. My baby, you the eye candy. I write fundy, my heart, you my mic candy. You quite dandy, a fashion killer. A butterfly that used to be a caterpillar. You such a filler, I'm feeling so complete. I feel the beat now, you want me to repeat now. You picked up my number, then you put it up on speed dial. Now I'm telling my baby I ain't living no. Them talking about things that I don't even know.
Tulankuwe, all of me. 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 Tulankuwe, it's all you need. Yeah, you show me the meaning of love, the perfect explanation of life. Umoja Sounds.
Don't you love me? Walk a sweet manga. Come and swing my way. I'm your sweet manga. Don't you love me? Walk a sweet manga. So come and swing my way. I'm your sweet manga.
Kitandani silali kasija kusin. Bila magari yani bado ulikuwa still. Mapenzi unayonipa mi peke yake ndo naifeel. Katoto sinyorita do yangu kitambo ashai still. Majirani wana devoli nwekea dumba. Wanga siwajali wana vitimbi kaka numba. Magizani we peke yake ndo mi nakumba. Sazile wamelala situ kiskizi ya rumba. So nataka nikupeleke kwa mother matem kagote kina dada na mandugu wa nyumba ya mine. Chochote unachotaka ndakupa ndo furahi kukuacha baby mama mimi kwako itakuwa crime.
Don't you love me? Walk a
Yeah, kama walisema love is blind, nimegeuka kipofu. Usije ukaniumiza ukaniacha nikiwa na kovu. Alitenda miujiza Maulana kunipa wetu, ni mimi na wewe forever, yani mpaka twende juu. Ulifanya gangster akatan to man, juli nikubali hata before nikuwe na nan. Kwa hii safari ni mimi na wewe juu nina plan. Nataka unizalie watoto madotas na sons. Kasichana nikasupa kana mwili fiti, na tena ana utamaduni kanya titi. Masela wanasema niliblanda mimi, lakini tangu nikupate nimepanda ligi.
Guys, we are back, and that was Emotional Attachment, the EP by Umoja Sounds. You guys, do you know many producers who can put out albums? I don't know, but now we have producer artists, and it's such an amazing thing to see. I know these guys are OGs, but there's a few young cats I want to big up because they are also producer artists. One of them is called Vinci Changi. He dropped an album called Bukla 101, which is actually his second album. So he's actually a producer, and he's found a way to work with different people, the same way that Michael Carpenter. So Provoke and Ambrose, I want you guys to find Michael Carpenter. His name is Cap. He has a 17-song, Michael Carpenter has put out a couple albums as a producer, so he's also a producer artist, but also Vinci Changi, and they're doing an amazing job. But I love the Emotional Attachment EP.
Thank you.
And I love the fact that you guys were able to bring together artists from Kenya, from Rwanda, from Tanzania to Uganda. And we've talked a lot about how the process you guys have been doing. You guys have shared that there's more coming. And that's really exciting because, this first project is just the beginning of what you guys are doing. And I guess as you guys continue to grow, what goals do you guys have for Umoja Sounds?
Well, the goal is to, we have what we call continental responsibilities now. And continental responsibilities means that before we had country responsibilities and district responsibilities and city responsibilities, but now we have continental responsibilities, which means we are thinking about this from a very global point of view, as opposed to before where we were just looking at it as just a Kenyan affair or an East African affair, but now it's beyond that. This is bigger than us. Umoja Sounds now is bigger than us. It's bigger than the artists, it's bigger than the producers, it's just bigger than any of the involved.
Okay.
So it's a journey that we are looking and we are foreseeing it as a journey that will take us places, different places, and will enable us to work with and vibe and collaborate with different artists from all over the world. And possibly the final realization would be probably this is going to be that go-to structure that people have been looking for forever, for them to thrive.
True.
And to be able to realize the full effect of their efforts within the creative world. So we are seeing it as something that is going to be continentally impactful and globally relevant for many years to come.
There's something Provoke keeps saying, and I want to put it out there and also manifest it. He's mentioned it 3 times. He said Major Lazer. And if you think about Major Lazer, you see there's not just Diplo, there's different parts of Major Lazer that make Major Lazer. Right. But the one thing that Major Lazer has done that's very essential for the world is Particular is a Major Lazer record. So Major Lazer can go to Ghana, or they can go to Africa, or they can go to the Caribbean and do a song with Coffee and someone. They allow people to hear sounds. They have a big platform and they're globally known, but they also go to other parts and show, hey, this is what these guys have to offer. So what you guys are doing by going to different countries and collaborating with different artists is these artists would never you guys are able, because of your experience, you guys are hearing something that a lot of people would never hear, and you're able to put this out there. But I want to ask you a question, Ambrose. And a lot of people think that once you get to a certain age, you should now retire. Because like a lot of people, because I don't know, the creative scene makes it seem like it's supposed to be young. You know, like people start making music when they're really young. I remember like Kamula was 16, 15, Triomi was really young. So we are used to an entertainment scene where the young people are the ones who thrive. The young producer, but like to see you guys who are extremely experienced, who have a lot of knowledge now, not stepping out of the scene, but now even staying within the scene, because you see, you're told, even your parents will tell you, you can't do that forever. Right. But you can. But like, as that experience, how does that experience and that wealth of knowledge and even connections and networking help you now as a producer who's continuing to make music? You're not stepping out, you're just growing what you've done forever.
Well, it starts also by appreciating the journey itself. Because when you appreciate the journey, you stay true to it. And many people are not built for it like that. Many people know that if I don't make money in 3 years, I'm out of this.
Yeah.
If I don't make money in 6 months, like there's someone, we did a project and someone was asking us for money before we even started recording.
Yeah.
You know, you don't even have the product, and you're asking for money for the product that is unavailable.
True.
So those people have unrealistic expectations of this. You need to be cut for this, and you have to know that it's not the proverbial 3 years for this kind of thing. This is something that you decide you're going to carry across, and you carry it for as long as you're able to carry, and you can take a break, even for 5-6 years, like some of us did, and then come back and continue. Taking a break doesn't mean nimeacha mziki, you know?
Yeah.
Like the way a producer in Tanzania said, I've quit the game. I've quit the game. Then after 3 days, he's posting posters. 4 days to go, my release is coming. So it's something you have to be true to. And also, like, while at it, you need to make it a learning curve. Like every step of the way, there are things you're learning that you're adding onto your career that you didn't have. So it changes how you approach it. Because before you were really like a random cell, just like guessing, okay, maybe let me go here, it will work. Maybe let me do this, it will work. But now when you have like a clear-cut direction where you know this is where I'm going with it and this is what I'm doing with it, then your chances of you doing it better are higher, much higher.
Okay.
And lots of patience, of course. And also you need to be as open as possible to new experiences. And basically you just need to be a learner. Constant learner.
There's something I understand from an artist's perspective, but I'd like to know what you think for producers. I'll give you the example of Naiboy. I met Naiboy in 2009 and he was making music. And Naiboy became big in 2019. It's a journey. I remember listening to Boutros in 2013. Guys are now thinking Boutros is huge in 2020, 2021. Right. I think of even Ben Sol. I found Ben Sol on SoundCloud in 2010. Ben Sol is now huge. He just dropped. So it takes a long time for an artist to figure out their sound, to break through. For producers, is it a similar thing where it takes a long time to figure out, okay, I'm a producer, this is my sound? Or is it the same learning curve for producers as it is for artists?
With a slight difference, because producers tend to be more technical than artists. Artists tend to be more into the colorings, more into the good stuff. Producers, we like also the bitter stuff, the pili-pili.
Yeah.
You know, of it. You know, where we have to deal also with the technology surrounding what we are doing. Artists don't have to bother about that, you know. So that makes our experience more different, you know, because now the technology has got nitty-gritties that, you know, where you have to remove the musician's hat and now wear that Einstein one.
Yeah.
Where now you start dealing with the scientifics of it, which is mostly what Provoke is doing.
Okay.
Mostly within Umoja Sounds, he's more of the science. The Village Madman is not by mistake.
Of course.
Because he's into the science of sound, you know.
Yeah, like right now, I think we have this Emotional Attachment EP was the first in East Africa to be mixed in Dolby
Atmos.
The second
Yes, because that's new. That's a new sound level and quality. It's not the same as what we're doing. There's lossless, it's different sounds. Yeah.
The second one was I think Digi Savara.
Yeah, Zavara Mudigi was the
Yes,
second.
Savara's album is fire.
But ours was the first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is something that we have done. We did the classes in November, October there.
Yeah.
And I remember when the new Macs, the
M1 chip, the ones with the M1 chip, yeah.
the M1 Macs, the MacBook Pros, the 16-inch, were announced last year. The selling point for that machine was the capability to actually play spatial audio. So if I give you a spatial audio file right now, you can't play it in your machine. But on that machine, you can play it. And it actually makes sense. It sounds like it's 3D sound, but it's a laptop in front of you. So such things are what I take serious. So it's a $4,000 machine. We didn't manage to buy it. We got them. Like, yeah, let's get this. If it's going to actually better what we're doing, let's get it. So in the midst of taking things like breaks, we still learn. We're still up to date with what's going on around in music spaces, in the sound spaces, in basically anything that involves entertainment and music. We are still keeping in touch with it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Provoke, one of the things that I think, and I want to give you flowers, one of the things that you're extremely amazing at is artist development.
Yeah.
In my humble opinion, I feel like how you are able to work with artists in terms of developing them, showing them their sound, figuring out, that's something you're really good at. But there's heartbreak in the sense of you work with someone, they leave, blah, blah, blah. But like, you're really good with artists. Is that something like, and I feel like with this collaboration, with the collaborations you're doing, you're able to now work with different artists in a way where it's not on long projects or for long periods, but you're able to collaborate with different, because that's something you're very good at. I don't know if you understand how good you are with that.
Also in terms of this, there's artists that we are keeping.
Okay.
Like right now,
as part of the Umoja Sounds.
Yeah,
right.
There's people who we're producing like full time. Like there's Frederick Muller,
who can rap and sing, by the way,
very well. And then there's Emma, and then there's another one called Malin. Those ones we're keeping.
Okay.
We're keeping them for a long time in terms of artist development. And my biggest role in this thing is mostly just creative direction. That creative direction is what my biggest strength in our whole team is. I'll sit down and be like, okay, this video looks good. I need this. Robert is more of a normal person.
He's not a crazy person. Like, he's not crazy like you guys.
He's crazy, but he has his days. But he's crazy in his field.
Yeah.
In his field, he's crazy. He does some other stuff. He'll just be confused. Then there's he has this normal person type of view and listening. So even if he listens to songs that we feel this is dope, Robert will be like, my brother is Ugandan, which is weird. He's a guy from
you guys have a Kenyan, a Tanzanian, and a Ugandan.
Yeah, our guy who does the videos is Tanzanian.
Okay.
Yeah, then there's Ambrose, then there's me, then there's Robert, is Ugandan. We're only lacking a Rwandese. But we have, I think, we also have a team of other producers that we work with sometimes, and K the Great is one of them.
K the Great is amazing.
From Burundi.
Super amazing.
Yeah, that guy did
half of Nyasha's album.
The new Rema song.
What?
The new Rema song.
You see, those things I'm talking about, guys didn't even credit him.
Yeah.
We don't know
Rema
that.
song
Because producers don't get credited ever.
The new Rema song is fire.
Rema's producer credited himself. And
Exactly.
that beat is a beat that this guy made
3
in
years
2018.
back. 4 years back.
fucked
Let's
up.
be exact.
That's how
4
it
years
is.
ago.
Yeah.
So we have guys we're working with all over, and it will get to a point that we are not even doing that Umoja Sounds. We'll have other guys doing the Umoja Sounds.
Yeah.
The younger guys will be like, this producer, we're looking for younger producers who we can also just groom and nurture, and so that they can go on. As we'll just sit on the back seat and now just guide them in terms of
Quality
just getting
control.
everything done properly.
I have a trick question for you guys. Does Kenya have a sound?
Yeah, Kenya has a
Yes.
sound. As long as it's sung
But you like
in
honestly,
Sheng, Swahili, that's a Kenyan sound. What
because
is
that's
a
an
Kenyan
argument
sound?
I have on
What
a
is a
daily
sound?
basis. Like, because people are like, oh, all Kenya needs is a sound, and I'm like, the Kikuyu music I play here, the Doluo music I play here, the Kenyan Amapiano I play, the Kenyan hip hop, it's all Kenyan music.
that is Kenyan.
But the argument, people want us to have a box, and Kenyans don't even like boxes.
Yeah. You
So
see, we even had
how do we deal with this Kenya sound thing?
There's nothing as Kenyan sound. It's just the fact of, you see, when that day we'll win a Grammy, which we're going to win,
It's coming.
then that's when people will be like, that's a Kenyan sound. You see, that's the confusing part. Is when
But
you're
that'd be unfair.
when you're struggling, guys don't appreciate the steps you're making. They look at it like it's a negative thing. But I'm not atuna Kenyan sound. No. That's a Kenyan sound. It's made by a Kenyan.
But you see now when and I want to argue and say, like, when we had
So if guys are listening to Calligraph,
that's a Kenyan sound.
he's big.
Yeah.
He's big in Africa. He's big even in some parts in States.
Yeah.
But that's a Kenyan sound. Simple.
Kenyan
He's
artist.
rapping.
Kenyan sentiment.
He's rapping.
Yes.
You see, rap was not even created in Africa.
It's universal.
No, it was created in America.
But like rap now is
But
universal.
what is
Yeah.
the sound? It's a Kenyan rapping.
Yeah.
It's calligraphy. It's Kenyan. If that's not Kenyan enough, I don't know.
But Ambrose, like people, I think compare us to back of the days of Caliph and Ogopa, where we had very little music in terms of catalog, and they're like, "Oh, that was Kenyan music."
Even that day, those days, they used to say that's not Kenyan sound.
Yeah.
You see,
We
really?
face a lot of that.
for a very long time, ever since I started this journey of music, there's always been an excuse why people don't want to support Kenyan music. One, there was, you guys are not doing good videos. Angalia vile Nigerians wanafanya.
Yeah.
I
We
remember.
start doing good videos.
Yeah.
You guys are not packaging yourselves properly. We start packaging yourselves. No, that's not Kenyan sound.
You Kenyan guys can play live now. You can
you
see.
can- let me
We
tell
have
you,
the best
in East
live.
We can do everything these guys can do,
In
and we're
East
just
Africa. In East Africa, there's no country that guys can play live like
like
Kenya.
Kenya.
In East
like
Africa,
live shows, perform
Yes.
everything
I kid
Yeah.
you not.
in East Africa.
Bro.
Not even Tanzania, who have shows. Uganda and Tanzania shows are
they
bigger than
playing-
ours.
We're saying
Thousands.
Are they playing live?
We're saying playing live and making it sound as authentic as.
why was Coke Studio
Pristine.
being done here? Ask yourself those questions. Why not in Nigeria?
Actually, I don't know.
Exactly. Because we have a lot of talent here.
We're the number one hub for tech.
The
music.
best engineers, sound engineers, Kenya. We don't even see that. Until you walk and go outside the country, then you'll understand. Basi pale
So,
Kenya
Provo
si-
unaniambia sound engineers wa Kenya are Kalia or beefer than Nigerian
My
ones.
friend.
Probably.
And Ghana and Akina Olamide and all those. Akina those guys have all Davido's engineers are not as good
This is
as.
what I'm talking about East Africa. Not Africa.
Okay, sorry.
Nigerians take it in a different level because
Okay.
them they can easily pay the engineer who engineers for Dre to do
To mix
their
for
music.
them,
Okay.
to arrange for them.
So in Kenya we do it our own, but our own means we are very, very good compared to any other country in East Africa.
Okay.
We're the best engineers. You go to Tanzania, they'll be like, "Hey, you umetoka Kenya? Hey, you wakali engineering." We don't even know that. We always think like sisi wakali, sisi unajua unless you
Yeah.
get that Diamond song and put it together with some random Kenyan song, then play it back to back, you'll notice
Okay.
how bad that song sounds.
And I think you touched on something I'm interested in because you guys have now gone to different places. So that exposure is helping you to see. You're seeing, okay, Ugandans do it like this, Tanzanians, because if you stay in Kenya, we only know what you know, what's in front of you.
Yeah.
But traveling allows you to see how they're doing it in different places. And it's good for you to not just stay in your bubble, because your bubble is not really helping you. Like, you're going to get the same biases, the same shit.
Yeah. You see,
You
like
need to step out of the field to see where it went wrong, which move you made a mistake, or how you can better things. When you're out of the field, that's how you can know how to better things. We had to be out of our comfort zones in order for us to realize how much fine tuning is needed into what we are doing. And then we realized, many years ago we had already gotten it.
yeah. As in, we go to a country, we do 10 songs in maybe 2 days. Guys are surprised.
Like
We're like, we were doing this like in
Back in the day.
2002. We're already
Even
doing
with those
that.
slow forever render speeds, we were still doing that.
With our 128 MB RAM on the machine. So but we noticed also something like the same problems we have here also are the same problems other countries have.
Exactly.
Do you know any Rwandese artist?
Is Bruce Melody Rwandese?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
the
the
only
one I
one
know.
you know.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other dope guys there.
Plenty
Of other dope guys. We went there, we met some of them.
Wasn't Lucas going to Rwanda early on in the game for Butterfly?
No.
Where was he going? There's
He
a
was
place
going to Namibia.
Angola or somewhere.
Namibia.
Okay.
He was going to Namibia a lot of times. Rwanda has a lot of artists who are very good. And we notice the same complaints that they have is the same complaints that we have, especially with in terms of the artist side. Like when we were there was a gig that Omale was performing, and one of the artists we were working with was performing, and she came back. She was like, "These guys are treating us badly in the backstage." I'm like, "These are the same complaints. These are the same complaints artists have.
Yeah.
But why are they treating you badly? It's because, first of all, you're not handling yourself like someone who should be treated nicely.
Exactly.
How is your management handling? Is your management your fans, or is your management serious in business?
Okay. Because you have to take this thing professionally.
Yeah. When Neo came from Coke Studio 3, Neo showed up 2 days, a day later. Is it 2 days? 2 days or a day later, I'm not sure. But there's a day 2 guys showed up. These 2 guys who showed up, they were riding on the hoverboards. We've never seen hoverboards at that time. So these guys show up in hoverboards. They're wearing those long trench coats, the black ones with those cowboy hats. We're like, who are these guys? They look like bounty hunters who have come to kill us. These guys are his producers.
What?
Yeah, so they show up like that. We're like, oh my God. If these are the producers, how is Neo going to show up?
Yeah.
So the next day, these guys show up and they're like, hey, you guys. So there's this nigga in the hotel room called, I don't know, Diamond? Like, yeah, Diamond. Yeah. He's in the hotel. Doing what? He's waiting for Neo to reach there. Diamond was not coming for Coke Studio. Diamond was coming to record with Neo. That's how serious he took his art. So these producers tell us that we're just laughing, but in the back room, Alikiba is pissed off. You see, that time their beef is very, very concrete. Neo shows up. With 10 guys. A road manager, a road stylist, those guys for road. Those many roads. Those guys, all of them handled their part.
They know their job and the responsibility.
Even his bodyguard, he came with his own bodyguard. So if you show up, you don't even have a bodyguard. How am I supposed to take you seriously? So I'll treat you badly backstage. He comes with his own. Even there's a guy who handles his mic. He didn't even do Coke Studio with the Coke Studio mics. He has his own mic.
Right.
Puts on the mic. His engineer is the one handling his sound. So you guys are going to do the final mix, no problem. But recording, we have to record properly. My engineer is here. An old guy is there. Old black guy. Him is just on the board. There's a guy who's talking. There's a guy who's always talking to guys. There's just one guy in that whole team who's always talking to guys. So you're like, who is this guy? So I ask you, this guy he's a road manager. This guy goes with Neo everywhere. He knows everything about Neo. But he's talking to guys. He's creating relationships. Then there's a serious guy, the manager, the general manager. He's not even talking. He's mama tu hapo mbele ya stage amekunja mkono anaangalia Neo akiperform to make sure everything is okay. Every room, his technical rider hard. Every room he steps into, there has to be fried chicken. So there was fried chicken everywhere.
Yeah.
So immediately I take that guy serious.
But Provoke,
he's Neo or you come like that.
Yeah.
These guys.
Who is that? You're gonna be wondering who is that.
These guys you've hired. You're taking your job serious. That's a team. It means you're not eating the whole 100% by yourself.
That is true.
there's percentages for everyone in the cake that you're getting.
You're employing 10 other people.
Exactly.
You're a machine. You're not
And
just
these guys are going 100 for you. Not that these guys are there when they have time. The time they have is yours.
So I'll play devil's advocate and ask you, okay, this the Kenyan artists that we have in the Kenyan industry right now. Can they afford to do that? Financially, do they make enough to do that?
It's not a financial thing, first of all.
Besides Nyash and Sauti Sol.
The bad thing is here. Tell me one artist, even Sauti Sol, are they with the people they started with?
No.
Why?
I don't know.
Those
like
are the
Ifuatilia vizuri, the same story. Alikulia do. No. Hakuna mtu anakukulia pesa. You just have to pay people.
True.
Simple.
And we don't pay people here. You don't pay the photographer. You don't pay the videographer. There's guys who can't even release a video ukulipia video.
Yeah.
Ama ngoma yako iko kwa studio juu hujalipia.
Alafu sasa wewe ndio utaenda useme ule producer
Ni mbaya.
Because you didn't pay them. So there's that culture of having people around you who you don't pay in Kenya.
Because when you get paid, you'll provoke people to be in the studio with you, but they get paid.
Pesa.
Kila mtu anapenda pesa.
Sasa wewe unaweza toka mali unapewa pesa.
Kama napewa pesa niende kwa nini?
Utatoka sio? Yeah. But watu wengi utoka unajua pay pesa. You see, even if I'm paying you kidogo cash, but I am paying you something. A lot of artists in East Africa do not pay their guys. Look at Diamond, he's paying his people. His people are happy.
Diamond is still the same guys he answered with back in the day.
Yeah, he's paying. Even got some guys who knew these guys can work. Let me get them. You see, his people are happy. When your people are happy, these guys will always wake up thinking about you. Hey, Njuki amekula leo. Tumtafutie endorsement ya KFC. You understand?
Yeah.
So they know if we get you that endorsement, we're getting paid.
Yeah. Because when I get paid, you get paid. But we're all going to eat. Chicken ni yetu wote. The chicken in the room is not just for me. You can have a piece. You can have a piece. It's 10 pieces. Let's all eat a piece.
Exactly. Right? Exactly. So those types of setups and thinking is what we need to set up right now with the Umoja Sounds.
Okay.
We are a team. Everyone is getting paid equally.
I like that.
Hakuna team mshahara ati sasa mimi ndio nafanya artwork mingi, mimi ndio nimefanya mixing ya muziki zote na need kulipwa pesa nyingi kuliko sijui nani.
Okay.
Kila mtu analipwa the same. Na kila mtu kulipwa the same inamaanisha hakuna mtu anafeel ako left out or there's bias the relationship somewhere. That is one thing. Two, everyone wakes up thinking of what can we do better.
Okay.
So we are constantly looking at what we want to improve.
Ambrose, I have a question here from someone. Right. They're asking about... Okay, so these guys don't know who you are. But it was squeezy wajui. When meko camera kwako sasa. They don't even know Kompe by Bamboo. They don't know Usilete Kompe.
I had longer hair, but it's the same dude right here.
Can you tell us how did you get into... Okay, so you talked about going to TEDs and... waiting to meet Ted for years, 2 years to be specific.
95,
but
97, yeah.
Do you have are you from a musical background, or how did you get into music? Explain to myself and the people listening who are now learning about who you are and Umoja Sounds. They know about Umoja Sounds now, but what's the history? What's your interaction with music in the beginning?
Well, now that's a family thing, because when I was in lower primary, I think it was standard 2, what they nowadays call grade 2. My father, being a lecturer in music, he used to be a senior lecturer in this teacher trainer colleges. So we would be moving from college to college by the Teacher Service Commission. Then used to transfer.
Yes, yeah.
They used to transfer teachers. Like when you stay in one college for a while, like 5 years, they say, okay, now you have to go to Meru teachers. So okay, you have to go to Baringo teachers. You have to go to Migori teachers. So we used to move around a lot as such. And my parents used to like moving around with us, especially me and my brother. Well, the girls were fine. They learned in one school for a long. But as we were moving schools because of that program. But the music was in the household because my dad was holding some of the classes at home.
So your dad is a music teacher.
Yes.
And what kind of music specifically was he? Like
Classical.
Classical music?
Classical and also acoustic pop music, like playing rumba or playing country music on the guitar, that one. But it's mostly the classical music. That was the foundation of the music that I acquired when I was a young guy.
Okay. So you could play a piano, you could play different instruments.
I could play those Mozart pieces, Beethoven, all those Bachs, Handels. Those who know that domain, they go and research to see what it's about. Basically, I was the classical music guy from age 8 to age 15.
Okay.
Now, when you're 15...
You're finding your identity.
You can rebel because you now know how to play these classical chords. You've played enough hymns. You've conducted enough choirs. You've sung in those choirs. And now you want to be an individual. So in high school, when I was 15, I came across the piano, like a proper piano in the music room of the school.
What school were you going to?
Meru High School, that was the first one. Now in Meru High School, there was the choir that I was involved in.
So you can sing?
I can sing, but not sing, but I can sing. I can hold a note.
Yes.
So I used to play now those house music, because that time there was the house music frenzy. If you want to know that I'm a rock of ages when I talk house music, I'm talking about 1990, 91.
Okay.
Playing those house music on the piano during sports time. So people are cheering for the basketball team, others are cheering my playing. So there was that kind of thing.
Yes.
And the music room was behind the basketball court. So sometimes the basketball scores and I'm playing there. You understand that?
Yes.
So and I'm playing the popular tune of the day.
You can play, you can hear it. So how are you figuring out? How do you learn to play these? Because now, the popular, with the classical music, you can find the sheet note and play that. But now for the popular song, unaipataje?
In classical music, it instills in you a high discipline of musicality and musicianship that enables you to have a good ear for keys without even you being told the name of the keys.
Okay.
So I started now playing these things by ear. Even all the R&B songs that I've learned, it's just by ear. Okay. I hear it and I know this is where the notes are located and the chords are located. So having that experience in high school now it now opened the door for me to become that wild guy, the R&B guy, the hip-hop guy.
So when you were in high school, what did you want to become?
In high school, I wanted to be the R&B singer. I was seeing myself as being that I'll Be Sure. I was seeing myself as being that Aaron Hall, Johnny Gill, Bobby Brown.
Like you're over there, like the whole Bobby Brown, like the performing, the everything, the dance, the everything.
This is high school, so you are like also impressing the girls with that, and they cheer you on. So you see that's the future.
Bahati sana piano izibeba kwa mgongo.
I want these screams.
Bahati piano ingezabeba kwa mgongo, my friend.
So now you're playing this. Now you've learned that classical until you're 15. Now in school you're playing you're playing what you like and what your friends like and what people your age are listening to.
Yeah, but there's also classical music at that time in the curriculum.
So you're going to even in part of school you're learning to play.
You're also still doing classical. Okay. Because remember, we had Kenya music festivals.
That is true.
So you have to learn those set pieces where you have to read the notes. And, those who can sight read fast, like we did, were the ones now who are training the choirs into the night. Into the night. After preps, you are practicing into 1 a.m.
Wow.
Because you have to go for zonals.
And when in your zone, and then you go nationals, provisionals.
Now when there's breaks is when now you wear your Bobby Brown hat.
Okay.
And sing for the girls and sing for the teachers of the other schools, the young university lecturers who are coming to teach. And they were gravitating to it. And so those experiences enabled me to internalize a lot, to take in a lot of music from different places, to the point now, as I told you now, when you start seeing those
the magazines and you're like, okay,
Teddy Riley is the one who made that Michael Jackson. Okay, so hold on. There's another guy. It's not just Michael. There's Teddy Riley. Okay, so there's Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. So they're the ones who made that record. There's Babyface. Okay, so now you want to be that Babyface. You want to be the Jimmy Jam. You want to be the Teddy Riley. You don't want to be the artist at that time. So that's how I developed I put my eye on production, and I saw it as, it's like the one who makes the magic happen is the person you want to be. You don't want to be just a piece being manipulated around. You want to be the controller of the marionette, right? Yeah.
So when you finish high school, now, okay, you go, is it like, do you have to go to university? Do you, like, now, what happens now? Because now you've done the classicals, you've done where does it go from there?
I think this thing you're calling walk, I was walk kitambo sana. when I after I'd done Shakespeare and govern and Nikolai Gogol.
I know Nikolai Gogol.
And Elechi Amadi and Shamba la Wanyama, George Orwell. You're done with studies after those books. You're done because you've already seen the world. You've expressed yourself to the last Oxford advanced learners, whatever you want to say. You're done with it. So I was like, do I really need another 4 years to ascertain what I've done in these 6 years? No, I don't need. So I went into the world.
Okay.
And that was a leap of faith as well, because my parents were educationists.
They were teachers.
Yes, and so it was also reflecting bad on them. You were supposed to encourage your children to go to school. Do you know, I thought Ambrose was I thought he was a nice man. What happened to your son? People asking my folks, like, what happened to your son? But I'm like, I'm following my dream.
Yeah.
I'm pursuing this, like, for real.
So even you going to look for TED for 2 years is because you want to be a producer. You know this is what you want to do.
Right.
And you know you're ready for it.
Yeah.
And you know there's very few producers. So you want to go to the guy who can...
Now,
you've seen him do it, so you know that's...
Yes. And Ted could play chords because he had this gospel group that he was working on before.
Yeah.
When he was with Pete Odera and...
Heart. It's called Heart.
Salio Yugi.
Yeah.
They were brilliant musicians. Like, when you heard them articulate, I didn't hear a Kenyan group articulate music the way they did on a pop realm. So I was like, okay, I'm gravitating towards that. Then he did Shades of Black. Then he did Hardstone.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, this is the guy I want. Then he did Kenyan, the first chapter.
Yes.
In fact, when he was doing Kenya, the first chapter, I was still the intern trying to get into the fold, but I hadn't been brought into the fold. But, having gone into the fold, imagine how I felt where somewhere down
even
the line.
Being, a fly on the wall would be amazing.
When he did Kenyan's second chapter, I was one of the producers in it. So it was, to me, it was like, that. Those are the things I was looking for. Like, to be part of, to be part of that movement in such a way that I'm not just starting now, because I've known classical music all my life. I've played R&B.
You were ready.
I was like, to me, I'm old school at that time. I'm feeling like I've been in it for long, but someone is saying like, you're just starting now, because they don't know that journey from playing all those classicals, singing in choirs, singing in churches, rapping at school competitions, skiving for this and that, Dread Brothers playing in a reggae band, just so that, you can, just to you can feel important.
Yeah.
So the classical music upbringing enabled me to fit in any kind of music, whichever way it would have taken. Yeah.
And your brother, so you produce with your brother, because a lot of the first was that your how is it producing with your brother? How did that come naturally, or like your progression was the same? How did, because I don't know.
My brother is I wish he was here to speak for himself, but he's the miracle in our family, because he never went to any music like training like we did with my big sister. My big sister was more of the classical pianist, but my brother was just observing. Like, by observing, he picked the music. Mm-hmm. And even in production, when we found ourselves, after he finished his Form 4, because I finished before him, when he finished his, now he found me in the studio. So, hanging out again with me in the studio and he could sing. With him, he could actually sing. He was... I used to try to sing, but he's a proper singer. But then he also started loving this godly position, like Provoke. Like, who is the guy making these things? I can sing, yes, but I want to be the guy making the beats, the guy engineering. So we were at Samawati, in 99 sometime. No, 2000.
Yeah.
We were just coming into the millennium. We went to Samawati Records, and Samawati Records, they had Studio B. So me and my brother were there as the Digital Brothers.
Okay.
In English, completely, you know, like the Funky Doobie Brothers
Yes.
in the 70s. So we were like the Digital Brothers. But then Vigeti,
Johnny Vigeti.
yes, we were having a session with the Uko Flani Mau Mau. In one of those sessions, Johnny was like, we have to Swahilify this thing of, so that msisound tu kama watu wa mbele, like.
And that Mandugu
So
happens.
Mandugu, and then it became.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there was Black Duo and there was Black Tribe. They emphasized it. It's true. He says it's true. So it's
because Tim Rimbu was talking about like Mandugu Digital and what you guys were doing in his. He talked about what you guys did at Samawati Heavy.
Yeah. So the Mandugu name came from that Studio B.
Okay.
While our experience at Studio B brought that name, courtesy of John Vigeti.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, and many people don't know that, but that's how Mandugu Digital, the name became Mandugu Digital, which is Mandugu. There's no plural for Ndugu in Swahili, but in Sheng we like just destroying things.
Yes.
So Mandugu, it's stuck.
Nice.
Yeah.
Makuku.
Pana.
Machapati.
Provoke.
Mamaji.
I want to ask you a question. In terms of what you've done over the years, I believe that I like to say that everything makes sense in hindsight, because from being able to produce, to learning how to do videos, to learning how to do, you have a lot of this knowledge that is innate in you and you've learned over time. So now to put yourself now where you are with Umoja Sounds, you're using everything you already know and the connections you've built.
Yeah.
It helps, correct?
Yeah, it helps.
Because like you've known how to, you've worked with so many video guys, you know what a video should look like.
Yeah.
You've worked with so many artists, this is how an artist should be rolled out, this is how you structure it. That over time has made you the expert in what you're doing right now.
Yeah, and to add on it is right now where I'm focused on is mostly the sound, and what we're just building a team. Our team is not completely done, so even everyone who's coming in is coming in with maybe an 80% in what they know. So we just try and sharpen. I just pass on what I know to them in like, this is what I understand, and if this knowledge will help you, well and good. That's how I'm working with a lot of these guys we're partnering in or bringing into the team. And having that knowledge over years actually helps in terms of just understanding what we're doing and where we want to go and how we're going to go there.
And over time, early on in the conversation, we were talking about talent versus even the hard work or persistence. And like, you've been in the music industry for a long time, and talent is important, but it's not everything. How do you even explain that to someone? Because I don't think it's the most talented person because I see a lot of talented people, but they don't make it. And it sometimes boggles people's minds because like, you're so talented, but it doesn't work out. What's your take on the talent versus work?
Ushaenda mahali ukapatana na mtu mnaanza kuongea na amjuani. And you talk for hours, then that guy leaves, you never took his number.
Yeah.
So you can't
like a coffee shop. You meet at a coffee shop, you talk, and then you bounce.
You can't meet again, but you've had a session with this guy. That type of person is very easy to make it outside in this world. A lot of artists, especially the very talented ones, they suck at being people skills. Yeah, they're introverts. That's something I've known. But the sad part about being an introvert is they don't understand that there is life beyond their homes.
Beyond the four walls.
There's other people in this world. There's other people who can help them achieve what they need to achieve. There's other people who know what they're doing. Because you need people. In this world, you can't survive without people. If you think you can survive the world alone, you're fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, you're messed up. So you look at it like a lot of artists I've met who are very talented. You can try and guide them. Let's go this way. Halfway, they're like, no, this is how I want.
Because in their head, they have a different idea or a different vision.
This is how I want. But this is how you want does not work in this world. There's people who have already been in that battlefield So you can't tell them you want to start endangering a spacecraft in a battle that you guys are going to fight underground. It won't make sense. So if artists want to actually make it big time, forget your talent first.
What you should do? Okay, so because there's people who can sing, but they'll never.
I know a lot of those ones.
And there's those who can rap, and then but they're not. But the guys who are not as good, they end up. I don't know.
Yeah,
it doesn't make sense to me because I know so many great Kenyan artists, but you guys will never hear them because life.
Let me tell you a very, very funny story that happened years back. So Nadia Mukami is not known. So this is what Nadia Mukami did. She got numbers of everyone and anyone who she knows responds. Yeah, responds when she asks questions. So she texts me. So I'm like, who is this? Nadia Mukami chick. I don't know who Nadia Mukami is. So me being me, I always respond. If you ask me questions, I'll respond.
Even me on Facebook, you responded. I'm sure there's many other people you respond to.
I respond to everyone. Doesn't matter who it is. So she asks question, how do I get here? How do I do this? I just told her a very simple thing. Just go and write a vision board. Write a vision board of what you want to achieve. Then work on that vision board. I don't know if she remembers that.
I'm sure she does.
Yeah, so with that conversation and looking at her right now and thinking of the steps she took to just get some information from one person. I'm not sure how many other people she texted.
How many other people replied, bro?
How many other people replied? Maybe many replied, but just that step of let me ask questions, that can take you so far. Because now at that point, Nadia Mukami is not looking at her singing like something that is serious. She looked at, okay, how do I understand this business? How do I get into this business?
Because guys want Nataka hit. And that's normal for some. That's not Nataka hit. You can't have a hit. You have to build on something.
You have to build on something. You have to be consistent. There's a lot of work to it. You can't be... there's something that is happening of late. I was talking to Ambrose the other day. I was like, have you noticed for the last 2-3 years, there's been a lot of talk on mental health. There's been a lot of sounds, even songs, that are resonating on the lowest frequency. That is very easy for you to get depressed by just listening to it. Have you noticed that? I'm telling you something.
The song I like, it's like there's so many songs where it's like, I can't remember the name of it, but call me like it's very... I'm dying. I'm about to die.
Why is it pushing you there? It's just something that is going on. So there's a lot of things that are going on in the world, and if you're not aware of it, you might think that you're in with the new trend, but you're really getting yourself into a lot of trouble just by getting there mentally. Yeah. Things like not that I don't like drill.
Interesting. So like for Kenyan drill, for example, Akina Brooklyn Boys, Akina
just
Nani.
The sound by itself, people don't understand what the sound is about.
It's not their writing, it's the sound, the frequencies of the beats, the frequency of the music.
Have you heard even, how did Pop Smoke sound like?
But you know what I think? Okay, you bring an interesting point. I think for me, an artist, you have to sound like nobody else. Pop Smoke is very unique. His voice...
Let me explain to you why I went to Pop Smoke first. So Pop Smoke sounds dark. Low frequencies. Those frequencies really affect your mind and you don't know. You know that?
I don't know that.
When I was a kid,
so when guys are doing that's
why is it that low?
Welcome to the party.
Have you ever had someone who's happy and sounds like that?
Party.
When I was a kid, there was Macarena.
Yes.
Macarena.
Everyone was happy. I never had cases of depression.
There was black box.
Yeah.
High frequencies.
Every song was on. Everyone was happy. So I don't know what's really happening with music right now.
Slow.
Listen to Billie Eilish. Oh my God.
Billie Eilish is too much though. I get what you're saying though.
Guys who are like
it's almost ASMR. Billie Eilish is almost ASMR in my opinion.
These guys were listening to that.
Yeah.
And gravitating to it.
Gravitating to it. So those cases of depression get in there. So going back to the artists again.
And you know, like as an introvert or someone who likes to be alone and you're thinking about things and it's a wild and nobody understands me, that music now becomes everything.
In that world of already being an introvert and everything.
Yes.
There's Billie Eilish.
And you know she has more streams than even the pops of the poppiest.
Yeah. There's that.
Forget Ariana Grande who's like,
So mentally, that messes you up long time. So even guys, the young guys who are listening to this, really think you need to think a lot of how you're listening to try and get a lot of positive.
What are you feeding your mind?
What are you feeding your mind? Your mind, as much as we're talking about mental health, what music are you listening?
You know, mind is very powerful.
Yeah.
And it can make or break you. Literally, your mind can tell you, do this, do that.
Yeah.
You can't do this, you can't do... Like, if you let... Like, and the mind can play tricks on you.
Yeah.
I'm aware. Like, the mind is that's the one muscle you have to exercise more than anything.
You really need... If we're talking about mental health, starts with that. Your music... The music you listen to, be very, very careful.
The music you're making.
Yeah. Because a lot of times, even the rappers who like talk about death, how comes they end up like you? I hear people talk about death in music and then they pass. Like
you've invited it.
Yeah.
You've invited
it's a frequency.
It's a frequency. The energy that you feed your thoughts is what it attracts.
Yeah.
Mimi naona nikanda kufa leo.
Takufa.
And it happens because you just call it in.
You call it in. Yeah. Just look for positive stuff.
So with the drill situation, here we have so many Kenyan artists are making Kenyan drill.
Have you this is a channel I'd love you to go and look at. It's called Hip Hop Madness.
Okay.
Let's go and look at that.
I've not checked it out, but I'm going to check it out.
It's crazy. This guy is just breaking down everything about any drill song you've ever heard.
Mm-hmm.
And all of them are just about someone murdered someone. It's always an exchange. Even if I chuck a drill song, I've murdered either your cousin or someone. So you
see, like Brooklyn Boys will go at GTA will go at Brooklyn Boys. Just stories like those.
But what are they dissing? Do they understand the essence of drill? Do they know the meaning of that?
The essence of drill.
I think they're doing drill because that's what's hot right now.
You know what drilling is?
See, Jay-Z said, Jay-Z says I can drill you. Just like, but drilling is popping someone.
States, it's not just music.
Yeah, they'll come and drill. Pop Smoke was drilled.
It's a whole
the shit he was talking about that they did
why are
him.
we promoting a culture?
Tension was
yes,
drilled.
I love his music.
Yeah.
But like
the shit,
he got drilled.
Yeah. So we need to first of all understand the cultures we are picking up.
Okay, but now let me ask you guys something.
King Von.
Let's say an artist comes. His name is Johnny. He comes to the studio. He wants to make that kind of music.
We can't.
Utamwambia aende?
Yeah.
Hatuwezi. As we are about happy drums, happy times,
happy vibes. There's something about vibes and collaboration in Africa for
the drums have to be full of life.
So now when these next projects come, it's dance. You guys don't want to tell us that to go drill each other. You want us to go dance.
Dance like fun. Who? Like David. Dance like David.
David ni nani?
David ule biblical one.
David from the Bible.
Yes. You remember that part
yes,
where
I did.
Danced until he actually, I think dancing must have started there.
You know, one of the craziest songs you can always dance to. That's crazy. Kapungala, system ya Kapungala, like the Daddy Owen song. That you can't deny that song anyway. It plays.
We're not even talking about gospel, no.
Just dance.
Just the vibration.
Have fun. Be happy. As in
this stuff is supposed to be fun.
The whole cure for the mental illness thing is happiness.
That is true.
You need to be happy.
That is true.
You need to have fun.
I like this.
Yeah.
Because it's different and it's what we don't have.
Yeah.
It's what we don't have. The collaboration aspect, the ensuring that everybody is getting a piece of the pie.
Yeah. Right.
And the good vibes.
Right.
Because honestly, these last 2 years have been tough on all of us.
Hey.
Bro, everybody's been suffering. It doesn't matter how rich you are. It doesn't matter what field you chose. If you are a pilot, fuck that shit. Jobos went. If you're a producer, Jobos went. If you are waitress, Jobos. Nobody can say they were not affected by these last 2 years.
Yeah, correct.
But then as we're trying to heal, how do we heal? Because if we're healing by drilling each other, I'm upset. I'll go drill you.
I'll differ with you on that.
Okay. It's okay.
Those 2 years never affected me. Actually, they were the most positive years of my life.
See?
Ever since I started music.
Really?
Yeah.
Because of perception or because of what happened?
What happened?
Okay.
COVID hits. So, I'm home. My wife, we're just chilling. Just saying, okay, sasa. Yeah, so later in a
The economy is shut.
This is it. The next day, I get an email from BBC. What do they want? They want an artwork for their, is it what? Their app. It's called BBC Sounds.
Yeah.
So they want an artwork for a program they're starting called, this is Africa 360.
Yeah, the one that Karoon, Blinky,
I was
and
the one who was doing the artworks.
Dope.
So these guys hit me up. I'm like, is this BBC really? Okay. So they asked me the prices. I'm like, I'll charge like $500,000. You know, they want one artwork.
It's forever.
1 square artwork.
Yeah.
I take my Kawakom there. I just scribble stuff and send it to them. They're like, yes, this is what we wanted. So when I say I want like almost $500,000, they're like, okay, we'll connect you to the finance guy. I'm like, wait. Mentally, I'm like, wait, did I undercharge or what?
Yeah, you don't know.
You know?
Yeah.
So I was paid that money. And
For
then I
one
started-
artwork. You know, that's insane.
1 square. I
know that artwork because I've seen it so many times.
Yeah.
Because it's been used so many times.
Yeah. So that thing opened my mind differently. I started looking at it like, yo, this is, maybe we don't take art serious in Africa. If this I can be paid the amount of money I've asked.
Yeah. You could have asked
Why
for
is
more.
it
Maybe
that
you
when
would
I
have asked
ask
more.
for
Yeah.
20 G's here for an album artwork, guys are like, yeah, you need pesa mingi sana. 20 G's. So we finished that. So from that jobo, I got another jobo from Warner Music, UK, collecting sounds.
Yeah.
So this one I'm being paid big money every month. That is from when COVID started. So every month, I remember I didn't even have a recorder.
And
So
before COVID, was it bad for you or it was okay?
bad.
Okay.
It was normal. It was okay.
Yeah.
It was those ones that you can survive. I cannot die, but yeah. But now you can't really afford a lot of things because COVID now has come.
Shops are closed.
So these things come. So the job for collecting sounds, I'm still doing it up to date. So every month I have a KPI. I'm like, we need beach sounds.
And then you can go to the beach.
Luckily, it patters me in Tanzania.
Yeah.
So I don't need to go there. I just carry my recorders. I set up mic. The mic is, my shotgun is pointing the sea. I lala there. They need how many hours for?
Oko beach.
I do 1 hour. I do 1 hour for 4 days. I'm done.
Kazi.
You see, that was a very, very interesting.
But you had to change your
situation.
mindset because if you were stuck in the old mindset.
Yeah, and also prayer. Me and my wife really pray.
Okay.
We really pray a lot, and the prayers and my wife's prayers are very interesting. You guys, I've never seen prayers like those ones.
Why? What's different about them?
Those prayers work.
They turn water into
Those
wine.
prayers, me have seen them. Yani anaweza omba kitu hapo. Mshangae.
Akiomba is like that.
Akiomba is like that. Usinikose by the usinikose.
The believer.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Akiomba it's a very, I've never, for a very, very long time, I've not seen prayer work like that. The prayers that are very, very positive, prayers that actually motivate you and give you faith in terms of what you're doing and just give you sense of guidance and know, okay, this is possible. You know, when you just live, as much as there's guys who don't believe there's God, there's Nini. I'm not a Christian, first of all. She is a Christian. I'm born in a Catholic family, so and I'm not a Catholic anymore. So I'm just there, but I believe in God. I believe in those things.
And you believe in the prayer. You don't have to be a Christian to believe in the prayer.
You don't have to be.
Yeah.
So for that situation, I have never seen prayers work like that.
Okay. Ambrose, I want to ask you a question as we wrap up. You guys have been so good to us. As Umoja Sounds,
Right.
who is it that you guys want to work with or collaborate with? Like, who are your dream collaborations? I'm sure you guys have a lot of collaborations you've already done, but I want to know who are the guys you guys are dreaming of and wanting to collaborate with that they're so far-fetched, but you guys, hizi maombi za Bibia Provoke zinaweza fanya zi happen. Like, who are the guys you guys would love? Give me like your 5 dream collaborations that you guys have as Umoja. Are you as a part of Umoja Sounds would love to work with in the future that's coming, and it's gonna be huge.
Yeah, that's because the list is enormous. You know, we want to work with the greats as well. You know, while in as much as we want to work with the most talented bunch, we also want to work with the greats when it gets to it. Quincy, before he passes, before he signs off, we want to do something with Quincy Jones. Dr. Dre wouldn't be bad for the books. Teddy Riley to just malizana with all my R&B dreams and you see, so those kinds of names.
Yeah.
You know. Who else? Timbaland. Timbaland, even, yeah. Timbaland is on that list. Yeah.
Okay.
Timbo is on that list.
And maybe a jam session with Major Lazer. That's
Major Lazer would to jam.
Wanafaa kutujua.
Yeah.
I think it's possible.
Yeah. So those are the things we are looking at down the line. And just to get, especially Dre, just to hang out with the guy in the room and not even make music and just pick his brain.
Okay.
Not necessarily make beats or anything. We just being with him and seeing how he makes one record in 2 years. You know, why does he take 2 years to record one song? You know, we want to know that side. You know, the prolific side we know already. We are prolific. You know, 8 songs, 10 songs a day for us is child's play.
Provoke, I'm going to ask you now to give me artists, because I know you have your ear on the pulse. You know what's going on artist-wise. Me, I'm working with the Mushrooms on something. I think Umoja Sounds I'd love to put you guys out with the Mushrooms because they're working on some stuff.
Mushrooms?
Them mushrooms.
Oh,
them mushrooms.
Yeah.
I'm not giving you the drug mushrooms, but them mushrooms.
Mushrooms.
I was starting to see this guy's drilling me.
Provoke. Artists you guys would love to work with as Umoja Sounds that you've not worked with already.
Honestly speaking, we're looking forward to working with any artist that we'll vibe with.
Okay.
We don't have a specific artist. You know, even if we want to work with Kanye West and we don't vibe with him, that's off.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to just create music that is very, very positive from the get-go. From the way the artist feels about us, how we feel about the artist. Because sometimes the vibe is what makes the song.
Okay.
Right? Yeah.
I've seen Bithi on the website. Yeah. I know Bithi can write. I know Bithi can do his thing, Kamba boy. But okay, so now I'm looking for Bithi on the project, Simoni. So like, what's going on with the Umoja Sounds and Bithi?
Ngoja next month.
Next month.
Tunangoja, bro.
You'll get your answer
Actually, need this month.
Okay.
Need this next month.
What month are we in?
It's April.
March.
It's April, yeah.
Okay. It's in April.
Okay.
Next month.
Next month you'll hear Notorious BID.
Because Mbithi is fire. Scenario with Brandy is fire.
That video was shot by us.
Okay. I love that record. We love Brandy. I love Mbithi from the songs he has with Kemboi. I love Mbithi from the song with Emma. He's so different. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what I see the website. I see the behind this. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. So I'm really looking forward to hear what that sounds like.
Next month, the website will have been updated with Dance Like David.
Okay. So coming soon is Dance Like David?
Yeah.
Dance Like David. There's also a project by Frederick
Muller.
Yes.
The Moro Bars.
Okay.
He's got a series. It's a series. Moro Bars.
It's a series, yeah.
So
that's every week.
Every week.
Yeah.
So guys can look forward to that series by Frederick Muller that comes so it comes out where? On
all DSPs.
And these guys can do that. Okay.
Yeah, all
okay.
DSPs.
Awesome.
Visual, audio.
His YouTube is Frederick Muller. Frederick Muller Worldwide.
Please follow, subscribe his channel so you guys can keep up with that series.
Yeah, that's one of the dopest rappers we've had. Like,
in a while.
You know, it's not rap is not about rapping fast. It's just that wordplay and what you're saying. And how you say it. That guy is very good at that.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the date for Dance Like David?
Not yet set.
Not yet set, but it's next month.
But it's ready.
It's ready.
Yeah, we spent most of the morning, afternoon yesterday in studio just
winding that up.
Just cleaning it up and just finishing it.
Okay. I do want to big you guys up. The sound quality for the project is insane. Like it sounds so clean and crisp. So I know that took time. I really appreciate that because it sounds very, very good. Anything you guys wanna say? Big up.
Ampatiwa tu chakula huku.
Poleni. Poleni. Tuwapatia maji. Tuko na maji.
Lips zinahitaji maji.
Tumecross county huku tu. Hatujapewa hata maji.
We're very sorry.
But it's okay. Lakini have fun manze. Yani ready.
Yeah, man.
For his fun and
this is really dope. This is really
next time you call us, man, we'll show up also again.
We'll show up,
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I love what you guys are doing, and I hope you guys continue. I'm really excited for dance, like David, and with all the projects you guys are working on. So please, you can a mailing list. How do we stay updated? How can people stay updated? Facebook, Instagram. How do people stay updated with what's going on?
Send us an email on info@umojasounds.com.
Okay,
we'll be sending you stuff.
Okay, because I would love to get a copy of releases so we can add them to the session playlist.
And check out Umoja at Umoja Sounds Instagram
Okay, and the website is
umojasounds.com.
Okay. Umojasounds.com at Umoja Sounds on Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are doing something really dope, and please continue.
Yeah, we appreciate.
All right.
Yep.
All right, guys. This is Radio 254, and this was a 254 Express, and we had the lovely pleasure of sitting down with two amazing producer artists, and got to understand what they're doing with the Umoja Sounds, and we can't wait to see what's happening. They're going to be rolling out a lot of music throughout this year. They put a lot of work in last year, and we're only going to be getting a chance to hear it this year. So stay tuned. Please follow them on Instagram. Check out their website. Support the new release. It's called Emotional Attachment, and it's out on all DSPs. So whether you listen to music on Boomplay, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you listen to music, definitely check it out. They've got 2 videos out. One for Ajay featuring Amacharuto, and one for Sweet Sanka, which is super amazing too. So check out the videos, check out the music, support them on socials. I hear kuna tour. So people will see you on tour soon?
Itakuwa one of a kind type of tour. Hata tusiongee sana story yetu. You just wait for it. We'll start doing online performances.
Ooh, like a virtual experiences.
It's going to understand what we're going to do. It's going to be an experience.
On the website?
Everywhere.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
Wherever.
I can't. So, and then all of these artists together.
Yeah.
You guys are on drugs.
You're not on drugs. Drugs is on us.
We don't do drugs. Drugs do us.
All right, guys. That was Umoja Sounds. That was 254 Express. My name is Joke254. I'll be back tomorrow, 7 to 10. Thank you so much. Good night.
Night.